are going on an adventure on our adventure. We are leaving the boat for a week and going to the mountain town of Boquete, which lies in the heart of the cloud forest in Panama. It is going to be a full day journey to get there from the marina that we are staying at. First, we have to grab the water taxi from the Red Frog Marina into Boquete town, where we will hop on another water taxi to the mainland town of Almirante. Once we arrive to Almirante, we have to take a cab up to the town of Changuinola, which is the nearest sizable town with car rentals. We booked a car through Avis, and once we got there, we found out that if you decline their insurance, you have to put down a $10,000 deposit. I'm so glad I'm not driving. While we are there, we decide to stock up on road trip snacks and supplies for the week at one of their large supermarkets called Romero.
For snacking on, I eat this like chips. Amazing.
Yeah, back here, guys. Head and the view.
The back of your head is ridiculous.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice. From Changuinola, we have to drive all the way around past David and up through the mountains to Boquete. The roads are pretty good, even though the drivers on it are always in a hurry. Once we pass back through Almirante, the sweltering heat of Panama begins to cool off, and the views start getting better and better.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, qué bueno.
Gracias.
¿Cómo fue el tour? Bien.
¿Boquete?
Boquete. Sí.
Sí. Habla un poco español.
Sí. So, just go this way, ¿ah?
It's okay?
No tiene que dar la vuelta, David.
Don't go all the way around into me.
Más cerca.
Gracias.
Ok, luego, buen viaje.
As we continue on our way and get closer to our destination that we will call home to for the week, the views get even more spectacular. We stop at the Boquete Visitor Center to see what's there. Inside, we find a lot of information about coffee and the local farms, and outside, we find an incredible vantage point to view the almost magical cloud forest valley in which Boquete lies. We are excited to experience the new adventures that it holds for us in the upcoming week.
Look at the little one.
The overfed possums and the mountain views are great, and so are all the car ride snacks that I got to munch on during the drive. This is definitely a good start to our week.
It's a video.
Alright. Just make sure I carved it myself last night. Dale painted it.
We did a fair amount of research prior to our trip on Boquete and have read that it is a beautiful place with extremely friendly people. There is a very large expat community where English is spoken as much as Spanish. We looked at a lot of places available to rent out for the week, but we were very limited by the restrictions on pets at most places, and there was no way we were leaving Singa and Cleo behind. Of the few that were pet-friendly and reasonably priced, George's Fireside Bar and Grill seemed best to meet our needs. The property is home to quite a few cute farm animals and backs onto a river. George also has a great garden where he grows a lot of his own food for his restaurant.
Oh, see, he wants more pets now.
Another one. Mr. Sheep. Are you sure you haven't had enough?
He's like, I'm famished.
Guys, you saved my life.
Imagine if we had water.
Our first stop in Boquete is Elida Estate, which is owned and operated by Wilford. This is Nikki and Jason's coffee dream come to reality. As we are about to taste some of the world's best coffee, you can sense the excitement.
Coffee, specialty coffee, has to be roasted light, always. Otherwise you will not appreciate the flavor. And people say, wow, I like my coffee strong. No, you like your coffee strong because you are used to that. You like your coffee with sugar and cream. Do you put sugar in your wine?
No.
In your wine? You don't put sugar in your wine, right?
No.
Okay?
You don't put sugar in your
You
coffee.
don't put sugar in your coffee. Unless
Well,
it's
really good coffee, you don't need
no,
to.
unless it's a bad coffee, you have to put sugar and cream, you know, and change the flavor. Okay? Would you put sugar in this?
No.
We go on a tour of the processing facility, and it is fascinating. Coffee is a fruit, a sort of berry that they have to peel and dry, which creates the delicious coffee bean we all know and love.
The pulp will go there, and then the beans with the mucilage on will come through here, and then will come up here, and with friction there, it will remove the mucilage, and then you will have the washed coffee here.
It turns out there are 3 very different coffee processes: wash, honey, and natural. In wash, they grind the fruit and mucilage off the bean, then it is dried. In honey, they only remove the fruit. And in the natural process, nothing is removed, and it is all dried together. Once dried, they remove everything but the bean, which for almost all berries contains 2 beans. Then it is sold to roasters around the world who cook the bean to different roasts. And then that's when we drink it. The farmers taste their coffee from each of their roasters to maintain quality and improve their product that they are very passionate about. To top it all off, we learned about cascada tea, which used to be a wasted byproduct, but is now being utilized to make amazing, super caffeinated, floral tasting tea.
Washed coffee, you only have to dry the bean. In the natural, you have to dry the pulp, the mucilage, and the bean. So it takes 2 times longer to dry a natural coffee than a washed coffee, 2 times longer. But of course, the flavor is concentrated, the fruit flavors are concentrated inside the bean. Here, not.
There is so much more to the coffee manufacturing process than we had any idea about. There are so many more flavors than we had been looking for in our stiff black morning coffees. The science, passion, and experimentation that goes into coffee growing is astounding.
Then look at the bean, I will show you the cacao in more details. The distance and the angle from the trunk in a geisha tree is like that.
The owner and proprietor, Wilford, is immensely knowledgeable about every aspect of the coffee process, as he grew up on his father's coffee farm right here at Elida Estate in Boquete. The farm is amazing and made to be very natural, without crop rows and many fertilizing and shading plants spread throughout the coffee trees. The whole area is amazing, with wonderful views out over the Boquete Valley, with clouds racing up and down the peaks and valleys. With the immaculate views, Nikki and Jason fly the drone a few times to grab some shots of the beautiful estate. The farm is very large and old, and spreads all the way up the mountain, well into the Volcan Baru National Park.
Justin, what are you eating?
Tomato. Looks like an apple.
Let me see.
Tastes like cherry or grape tomato. It's delicious.
Eat it. Nom nom nom. Cool.
Want some?
Delicious. These tomatoes that grow like apples on trees are amazingly different than the tomatoes we know. Apparently, they are very popular in South America, and I could see them catching on everywhere. The clouds of the forest below start rolling in and covering us with a thick fog. In the haze, we continue to climb up the mountain where the temperature slowly drops. Elida Coffee Estate is so old that a large portion of the farm is in the national park. This part of the farm is the highest altitude which grows most of Wilford's best coffee. We have learned that the higher the altitude at which the coffee is grown, the more fruity and floral and less earthy tastes it possesses.
We have learned so much about coffee that we had no idea about before embarking on this adventure. Where we are from, specialty coffee is not very prominent. We also have coffee provided to us from our work, so we have had little experience exploring its varieties. Whenever we are not working, we are on long, overnight hikes where the convenience of instant coffee has reigned supreme. We have learned to appreciate all the specific coffee flavor profiles identified to us and truly enjoyed the tasting. Our eyes have been open, but we will never turn our back on our coffee roots. What an amazing adventure, as we have journeyed from Red Frog Marina to the mountain destination of Boquete, where we have been exposed to the wonders of Geisha coffee, some of the most exotic, expensive, and sought-after coffee in the world. We are really excited for our week inland, where we will get to explore a lot more and immerse ourselves in the heart of Panama.